a price target of $8.74 BNGO this week, or at least short term. That is what I am setting, but the markets and high growth need to do us some favors and give us the opportunity to effectuate a rare opportunity that we have right now. So I want to go over the technicals. I want to go over the Russell 2000 and 3000 inclusion, baby, and when they're buying shares. Also, 3 presentations happening this week. We got 3 presentations happening this week. One is on cancer, one is on FSHD, and another one on cytogenomics using optical genome mapping. And Wall Street bets. We're starting to gain some traction here for once. No thanks to me, right? Thanks Wall Street Bet Mods for banning me and muting me perpetually from them. But we are kind of, I want to go over some Wall Street Bet stuff, and of course, probably the meat and potatoes, I would call at least the short interest data and the short bar fee rate that has nearly doubled since the 24th, which is absolute insanity. And of course, Wall Street Bets, no one cares about this stuff, but we're going to go over it. I want everybody to know about this. So we're also going to go over my position, my portfolio. I'll give you a sneak peek right here. Okay, there you go. And without any further ado, use the timestamps in the YouTube chat to skip to whatever information you need the most. Let's do this. So we're looking at a descending wedge, right? Which this is actually a bullish chart pattern on if the prior move is up, right? If it's bullish, it's bullish if the prior move is higher, right? Think of it this way, okay? Consolidation, right? Going sideways, roughly, in a bullish trend is bullish. In a bear trend, it's bearish, okay? So going sideways when the prior move is up is bullish, actually. And that's why we actually have a price target drawn up and placed to the upside, right? And also because we have a confirmed breakout here, right? We have 3 4-hourly closes, 4-hourly candle closes above this ascending level of support and the descending level of resistance, right? So this is a confirmed breakout, and the price target here is about 870. Now, is this likely to come to fruition? Well, there's a couple indicators that I want to look at here. So the 4-hourly stochastic indicator, right? You're looking pretty damn close to being a little bit overextended, right? We're pretty close to being overbought here, but I want to give you an example, right? We were overbought at $5. So it's very likely, and it's maybe not necessarily likely, but it's very possible that we start going up here and then we start getting overbought on the stochastic indicator in the 4-hourly. Then we go sideways for a couple 4-hourly closes, and this happens, okay? You go down a lot, and then you can go up, you can go up 30%, 20% in 2 days, and barely move the stochastic indicator when you're already almost overbought after cooling down for a couple of days, like we're kind of talking about, if that makes sense. So I'll say this, okay? Yes, we're almost overbought. I would like it better. It would be more auspicious if we were oversold, but it is what it is, okay? If you look at the daily, we essentially are we're almost oversold. We essentially are. We're very close, and obviously the last 2 times we were oversold, it was right before a 20%, and in this case, almost a 100% run up. So, am I saying that's going to happen again? No, but it's important indicators that you need to know about. Also, 21 SMA. We are now firmly in bullish territory. Okay, simple as it gets. Also, this support level right here, I drew up this ascending level on the 4-hourly. Okay, this is where it's actually clean and where I actually want the line to be. So, you have per validations all the way back here, validations in here. Okay. And we are above that right now. So not only are we above this ascending support, but we're also above the 21 SMA. So we're in bullish territory, okay? As simple as it gets. All right, SAR and Supertrend on the daily, right? You're looking at mixed signals on the 4-hourly as well. One level that we definitely need to break, that I definitely want to break tomorrow, is the Supertrend, which is at 761. I want to flip the 4-hourly into bullish territory, because you have to have these 4-hourly Supertrend flip to bullish if you're going to run up 100%. 20%, 10% even usually. So we definitely need it. That's kind of the next step. So those are the important indicators. I'm actually not even going to go over any of the other indicators because they're not that big, except I will talk about the cup and handle chart pattern here that a lot of people have been talking about, right? So people have been talking about something like this, right? Probably something like this. Okay, here's kind of the level right here, the resistance level. And then you kind of go down, and then the cup is something like this. And then here is the little handle, and then here is the breakout, right? Breakout's going to be boom, okay? And then the price target based on that would be the sum of this. So this line right here, you would take this and then move it right here. Your price target's like way up at like $10 or something crazy like that. Okay, the problem with this is that you need a horizontal. This is definitely possible, but here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. You need it's not a very clean cup and handle, right? Because it's just so uneven, right? Typically, you want one that's like, you want something like this, right? This would be kind of better. If it was something like that would be more believable. But right now, you're looking at something like this. So it's just All right, let me show you here. Right there. So you see how you see the problem, right? It's not as clean, right? It's supposed to be right here. Yet you don't really get you have to kind of extend it outwards, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But the cup and handle price or chart pattern is it's not extremely likely, but I think it definitely can happen because we have had this handle happening. This has happened for about 2 trading weeks, and we've consolidated here. Now we've got a breakout, so we'll see if we actually are on the way of heading to the price target. And let me draw up a price target based on this cup and handle, right? You're going to roughly be looking, I'm going to draw it up a little conservatively, and you're basically going to be looking at $11.64, right? So if we hit roughly that in the next 2 weeks, that this chart pattern was pretty much legit. I think it's possible. I think the descending wedge is 100% sure because it's very validated. The cup and handle here, not as validated, but I definitely do think it has a possibility of coming to fruition. So that's something that you want to keep your eye on. And the price chart based on that, it's $11. So that's a very good amount of upside. So Russell 2000 Index Edition, baby. Okay, so basically there's a lot of confusion here, and it's not that clear. Actually, we're actually going to go over some conflicting sources about what's going on and what has happened here. But basically, it's not as big of a news as you would think it is. Okay, because the Russell 2000. All it is the smallest 2,000 companies in the Russell 3000. So actually, based on this, we already actually knew that we were going to be added in the Russell 2000 because we were added to the Russell 3000, right? And we are in the smallest 2,000 companies, obviously. So we are inherently going to be added to the Russell 2000 if we were added to the Russell 3000, which we were. We've known about that for weeks, right? But if you look right here, we're added, and this is good. Okay, the more funds that track us, it's good. It's good to see. When are they buying shares, right? When is the Russell 2000? When are these guys buying shares? When is the Russell 3000 buying shares? Well, what we do know is that the Russell 3000 has already pretty much bought their shares. They bought their shares. They bought about 27 million, or at least most of them were. Most of these guys, these shares right here, the 27 million that were bought, the close right after the close, 16/00/03 at 752. These were about 27 million shares. Those were by the Russell 3000. And maybe some funds that track it. I do think there may be some funds next week, some benchmark funds and some funds that are kind of laggy, kind of waiting a little bit late. They're going to be adding BNGO in attempts to follow the Russell 3000. Also, if you look right, a lot of people have been talking about, they're going to add on June 28th. It's going to be effective after the market opens. I don't. Okay, this article said that's exactly what this article says is going to happen. But if you just look it up, right, the first thing that comes up, okay, the Russell indexes, Russell 2000. June 25th, after the market closed, it goes into effect, right? June 25th was last Friday. That was when we all thought it was. That's when I thought it was. I was right. And I don't think, although this thing is saying they're going to be effective after the market opens, they've already bought shares. So unless there's some weird thing that I'm missing here, I don't think the Russell 3000 is going to be, the shares are going to suddenly be effective on June 28th, right? Because they've already bought their shares, and I've never heard of something like a delay for the shares taking effect, but they already bought them and have their orders filled. That doesn't exist, I don't think. So, to my understanding, right, I could be wrong. Okay, do your own damn research. I could be wrong on any of this shit, right? But to my understanding, they've already bought most of their shares. But either way, Kay, you love to see more funds, Russell 2000, 3000, all these people buying BNGO, right? I mean, the Russell, okay, MSCI Index Edition, that was May. All right, all the funds that track the Russell 3000 and 2000, they're going to have to buy BNGO shares as well, and some of them already have, right? So it's good. It's good to see. So there's some details there that are a little bit foggy based on, this article says June 28th. This article says June 25th, so it's like what? Okay, and they both say the exact same thing. That's when they're going into effect, right? So it is what it is. Okay, but long story short, ape language, just know this. Okay, either way, it doesn't really matter when they're adding, because at the end of the day, more institutional ownership is just good to see, right? So it's good to see. And we have 3 presentations happening this week, right? So we got the July 2nd to 4th. That's going to be starting this week, right? BGCI. We have the presentation on FSHD right here. That's going to be June 29th. That's 2 days from now. And then we have June 30th. That's going to be the cancer one, June 30th. So 3 presentations. Usually price action does not give a rat's ass about these, if we're being honest, right? Between you and me, usually price action does not care. Between you and me, price action doesn't care about anything, okay? It doesn't matter if Russell... We've seen that throughout the downtrend since February 16th, but basically this is still good. Okay, the more presentations, more stuff that they are going to be doing to increase the academic praise of the Sapphire and optical genome mapping and what they're doing, the better it is. I love that stuff, so that's good to see. Also, Wall Street bets, right? So we have been gaining some traction here. I just want to take this time to say Wall Street bets, if you want to post there, please feel free to, okay? Don't be bot-like. Make sure it's good damn information, please, if you're going to do it, right? But it is a great idea, and it is a net positive for the stock. Hear me out here. Let me be very clear. It is a net positive. It is a good thing for the company, the stock, the executives, shareholders, everybody, if Wall Street bets were to squeeze this. To help us squeeze this. That's as simple as it gets, okay? Now, I'm not going to give you the whole spiel on that because we used to do that every video, but I'm just going to leave it there right now and tell you this would be a great thing for the stock, okay, and the company, especially the company. Also, the short borrow fee rate, right? This is probably the most important thing. So the short borrow fee rate, it has doubled, okay? It has it has more than doubled since 2 days ago. Or technically, okay, well, pretty much, okay? Pretty much. I mean, yeah. Okay, well, since the 24th, it was at 4%, now it's at 9%, right? So essentially, right, yesterday doesn't really count because there was no trading yesterday, and today doesn't really count, right? So it's basically the last trading day was at 9%, the trading day before that, 4%. So it's doubled, and that's huge. And that means it's less likely less likely to be profitable if they're actually shorting the stock, right? It's just a higher borrow fee rate that they have to incur if they're going to hold these short shares for a long time. And the short interest is about the same. It decreased a little bit on the day, but we're still looking at 18% of the free float and 50 million current estimated short interest. So the squeeze possibility is certainly there. I'm not going to give you the whole spiel on the squeeze thing, but I'll just say I can do a whole video on that if you all want, but it is 100% possible, but we would have to actually go up. Okay, here's the thing. The squeeze is always possible, but realistically, most likely, we would have to go up a pretty substantial amount, at least to like $8, probably even $9 and $10 to actually get the shorts to be in fear for and get them to actually start seriously considering covering, right? At least to get a lot of based on their stubbornness in the past. I mean, I guess technically they could cover at any time, right? But realistically, we probably need to move up a little bit more. But anyways, the cost to borrow is high. It's a hard-to-borrow security on Webull. It's a high short interest. The stock has done great. We're fundamentally undervalued. I think if high growth gives us a chance and the broader markets give us a chance to, a squeeze is something that we're going to be paying close attention to and updating you on every day because I've been saying since May. Actually, I think since late May and maybe even mid-May, I was saying the short interest has only increased. This is something that we need to watch. And of course, I don't mean to brag, okay? Everyone's a genius in a bull market, right? But this is not done yet, and this is not over, and the squeeze has not fucking started yet. That's as simple as it gets. Now, am I saying it's going to happen for sure? No, but you better be damn sure. Bet your ass there's a possibility, okay? You better bet your ass there's a possibility for a squeeze to actually happen. But make your own decisions, and that brings me to my next point, which is portfolio showcase. And I want to talk about risks for Bionano, okay? So I feel an obligation to give you the bear case of things. Of course, I should give you the bear case always, okay? The bear case is always a possibility, and you all need to be aware of the possibility that Bionano goes down to $6 or even $5 before we see $10 or $20 or $100, okay? The bear case is a possibility. You need to understand the risks. I do not want you whining to me tomorrow if this is red. And if you're one of those people that is going to whine to me if we're red, if you're going to panic sell because of short-term movements, or, if you're one of those people that is going to be having like a depression day and be depressed because we're at $6 before $9, if you're not willing to take that risk, dude, it's not for you. It's probably not for you. The market is not for everybody. And when you're buying Bionano stock today, it's a war and it's a battle that you're getting into with the market manipulators short term, whether you realize it or not. It doesn't matter why you're investing in the company. Right now, it's a battle between the bulls and the shorts and the manipulators, in my opinion. And of course, fundamentals, technicals, markets, all that stuff matters. But the fundamental level, it mostly just depends on the shorts and manipulators. And although we don't realize it, that's kind of what we're dealing with. And I think their arrogance is going to be their downfall. And I think that's why they're so vulnerable right now. That's why I want to increase the knowledge of the short interest data for Bionano. With that being said, though, there's the portfolio, right? 100% in BNGO. There's the entire portfolio history. If a bear ever makes fun of you, ask them what their percentage is for the last year, because you cannot be a long-term bear on BNGO and make money. It's just impossible. Okay, the stock's going up like 1,000%. Okay, with that being said, though, thank you all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see y'all in the next one.